Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 hello, and welcome back again to another Tikyo Rants here with your hot gay dad here in Tokyo, Papa Tikyo on the ADVJapan channel. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good today, and I want to talk to you guys about, this is going to be a part 2 to the good Japanese TV series that taught me, how it is to learn the Japanese, and like all that hot sexy jazz and stuff. Okay, and so I am at home and I'm recording. This is another home recording ADV rant, and make sure to get your get your popcorn or get your chores ready, get your to-do list, and get all your stuff out, because we're gonna get into it today, boys and girls. We're gonna get into it, and it's gonna be fun, So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. When I'm at home, I like doing, because I do two kinds of rants recently, right? Like, I do the one where I'm at home and I'm recording over B-roll footage from the comfort of my comfy-ass little living room, bedroom area, and then there's the one where I'm outside on the motorcycle or just walking around, and, those ones are fun, too, but you have to deal with people walking by, you have to deal with the wind and stuff, and so, it's nice to have a little blend of this stuff, right? So it's classy, it's nice, and I know that some of you guys just watch these videos because I'm in Japan. Some of you watch them because for me, you actually like me, maybe, and some of you, I think, you guys want to move to Japan. You want to live in Japan, and so my goal with like these rants where I specifically talk about like media or like things that help with Japanese immersion or learning more about Japanese culture, like my goal with this is that you guys can use this to better understand Japanese culture. And to be fair, like I think that the people that really want to get immersed in Japanese stuff, like, they're going to do it regardless of advice they hear from anybody, right? But sometimes there's people out there where you just need that extra push, that you need that extra kind of like, just slight adjustment in the right direction for you to move forward, right? And like I was one of those people, right, where I'm like, God, there's so much, like, there's so many options out there. Can you help me like narrow it down so I can see my, like, kind of figure out what direction I want to go with this stuff? And I think that, like, God, there's so many streaming services now and everything where it's like, oh, there's like 50 TV shows just on, like being a teacher or something. Which one's, like, what's a good one? Oh, well, I guess I could go on a blog post and see what they recommend, but I don't even know the fucking guy who wrote this. Like, maybe he likes, I don't know, fucking backgammon or some shit. I don't know. I don't think I could relate to that guy, maybe. So, like, why the fuck would I give a fuck about what his opinion is about a good fucking show or whatever? And, anyway, it's just, it's interesting, it's fun. It's fun like that. But, so today, I'm gonna talk about some Japanese TV shows that I really enjoyed that helped me learn Japanese. And also, if you guys did not see it yet, I made a part 1 to this as well. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, I will put that as a link in the, just remind me in the premiere chat or in the comment section. Dad, link the fucking video, please, Dad, for the part 1. And I'll try to put that as a link at the end of this as well. And it should be cool, should be good. But anyway, we got to the 4-minute point of this, so let me just, let me shout out my own stuff. So thank you guys. These videos are 100% fan-funded, and so, if you guys want to, I don't make any money off of the views here. I mean, maybe someday we will, and to be fair, it's not really about marketing here. Like, I could make the thumbnails a little bit more sexier and whatnot, but for me, it's just about the experience and having fun, right? So, if you guys want to help out, the channel and like keep these podcasts or type videos going, you can go over to patreon.com/TKOSam. The link's down in the video description, and like I offer, it's not just one of those things where it's like, hey, you're buying me a beer. It's like, no, like there's like all of this stuff goes right back into YouTube, you know, like, so I don't need to spend any of my job money on this stuff. And so and I offer bonuses over there too, like blogs, behind the scenes posts, Japanese lessons, etc. Right? And also you get, you can also have an option where I'll send you a book that I read and in the mail, and that's pretty fun. So yeah, guys, just let me know about all that stuff if you're interested. And if you don't like Patreon, you can always super chat or become a member. That gives you access to the cool part of the Discord that is kind of paywalled off, where I just post random photo dumps of like, you know, what I'm doing here in Japan, like my life and stuff, just random stuff, and like, you know, YouTube project pictures and whatnot. So yeah, all that stuff's down there. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, you can always help out the channel by smashing the like button and leaving a comment. And I guess the comment is, what's some Japanese TV shows that you like, you know, or at least which one, like, you know, TV shows, movies. Let us know in the comments down below. Let's hear you share some of the things that you like, and yeah, put it down there below. Okay. Anyway, with that being said, it's funny because I'm watching this TV show, even though there's no fucking Japanese subtitles, so it's like I have it on mute right now, because when you record stuff in Premiere, you have to make sure that when you record shit in Premiere, you have to you have to mute everything, or else you're gonna hear an echo. I think maybe this is how people record podcasts or something. I don't know, but it's like because I see that sometimes, like people are like, they'll record a podcast and they'll have headphones where they can hear their voices and shit, and it's like, how do they stay focused? Like I can't. Like, I wouldn't be able to, I can't do that. It's like, I understand you need to check the voice quality of what you're saying, but if I was hearing every single word that I'm saying repeated back to me, I'd just, I wouldn't be able to focus, and it's just lame sauce. And, but anyway, yeah, guys, so, yeah, it's funny, I've got my Japanese newspaper in front of me today, and I'm like, damn it, I didn't get to read the newspaper 2 days in a row just because I've been so fucking busy lately. And, but in front of me, I've got a list of all these Japanese TV shows I want to talk about, and I've got my Unext playing. Unext is a service here, guys. That's it's pretty cool. It's like HBO Max, Japan kind of. It's got a lot of retro TV shows and Japanese movies, and I don't think you can sign up for it with a foreign credit card. I don't know. I had a subscriber of mine say that he couldn't, but then another subscriber that lives in America said that he signed up for a couple months and he was like, it's okay. But yeah, I would highly recommend signing up for Unext. It's like the letter and then just next.jp. It's about like $20 a month, but it's really good, and you get so much. I mean, like, you guys, at the end of the day, like, you guys are so lucky. You know, you have all of these options where you don't even need to download shit anymore. You can just fucking, you can just get on, you know, you can go on your fucking computer and you can just stream a whole fucking series, and you can capture it all in OBS so you have a copy of it later in case they get rid of the series off the streaming site. Like, you guys have so many more options versus, you know, when I first came to Japan and you had to totally ride the Bay of Pirates sometimes in order to get your hands on this shit, or actually go to the rental shop and then totally not burn the DVDs onto your hard drive. And so, yeah, you know. But anyway, yeah, so in the last one, I talked to you guys about Ikebukuro Westgate Park and GTO. And today I want to talk about... So GTO is like a high school-based TV show. And so today I want to talk to you guys about another school-based drama, Japanese drama. And today we're talking about Kinpachi Sensei. And... yeah, Kinpachi Sensei is, it's a really cool, I don't know, like, it's so funny because, like, you know, when you think of, like, GTO or something, like, Great Teacher Onizuka, you think of, like, this badass ex-biker gang guy who, you know, like he's an ex-biker gang guy who gets a chance to be a teacher, and then he becomes like the unconventional teacher using his biker gang ways and stuff like that. And you know, like it's obviously you got to suspend some disbelief when you're watching that, right? But you know, of this, it's with like Kinpachi Sensei, it's the exact opposite. It's kind of like Crayon Shin-chan, and oh yeah, I should put Crayon Shin-chan down there as like slice of life thing. I'll put that in my list right now. Even though that's an anime, it's a very... Oh yeah, I should make a list while I'm talking to you guys about like slice of life, learn more about Japan stuff. Like if you want to learn, if you want to be the Japanese of Japanese stuff, then like yeah, like things to relate to with Japanese people. Like you got like One Piece and like Slam Dunk and like Shin-chan, Doraemon, shit like that. Chibi Maruko. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think any of the new generation though watches like this shit, like Chibi Maruko and stuff. But yeah, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. But yeah, Kinpachi Sensei was like a slice of life TV show. I don't even remember how many seasons there were, but I think that, you know, normally Japanese TV shows, they have like one season and then that's it. You're done. It's all like miniseries and stuff. But like, you know, Kinpachi Sensei was really unique because it was one of those TV shows that went on for like multiple seasons. In fact, I think it like went on for like maybe like 10 plus seasons or something. Like it went from like 1980s to maybe like late 1990s. I don't know. I have to double check, but it was a while, right? Like it went from this guy being a young teacher, and then this young teacher, and then like, you know, he gets to the point where he's older and he's married and he has kids and stuff. So I don't know, it's just it's interesting, it's funny, and it's interesting. So like Kinpachi Sensei, like, you know, like GTO, that's one thing too that I don't remember, like, you know, like because basically the way that high school, like, you know, the way high school and I think middle school works in Japan is that you have a homeroom teacher. And like, you know, I moved around a lot as a kid, and I only remember one school out of all the schools that I went to that had a homeroom teacher. Like all the rest of my schools, there's no homeroom teacher. You just, like, you know, like there's just regular, you just go to class kind of thing. And but like in Japan, from middle school and high school, there are homeroom teachers, right? And so like basically it's like you go to a whatchamacallit, you know, you go to school, and then for like the first hour or whatever you have, or maybe it's like a half an hour. Oh, God, it's been such a while since I've been at ALT. I don't really remember exactly, but you go to school and then there's a homeroom teacher. And like, so all of these classes in Japan, they're all labeled by number and then letter. So there's like, you know, like 1A through 1E or something, or like 3A through 3E. Like it just depends. Usually every classroom has about like, you know, 30 plus kids in them, right? So if it's like a school where there's like 100 plus, you know, like 8th graders or something, there will be obviously probably like 3 8th grade classes or whatever, right? And so, you know, but each one of these classes, you have a homeroom teacher, homeroom classroom, and so you go there, and that teacher is basically in charge of all of the kids that are in that classroom. So if anything happens, like they get in trouble inside or outside of school, when the school is notified, it's not just the principal, it's their homeroom teacher. And actually, yeah, that's a question for you guys. Like, you guys growing up, did you have homeroom teachers? Like, because I don't know how common that was in America. I thought like it used to be like super common everywhere in America, but Japan based their education system, I think, off of Germany instead of America. I know they base their medical system and hospitals off of Germany, so I don't know 100% about that. But anyway, the whole point is that, like, you know, in GTO, I don't remember like what the subject was that Onizuka taught, but in Kinpachi Sensei, the name of the drama is called Sannen B Gumi. So it's like third grade, which is like 8th grade in Japan. Or I guess it's technically 9th grade, right? Yeah, it's 9th grade, class B. And so like that's always been like Kinpachi Sensei's class, where he's in charge of that class, and usually it's like the trouble class of the school. So like if you're having problems or whatever, or like you need extra fucking work or extra attention, they put you in the sun in the middle school 3rd grade B class. And you got to remember, in Japan, it's not like America where we have 5 years of elementary, 3 years of middle school, then 4 years of high school. In Japan, it's 6 years of elementary, 3 years of middle school, then 3 years of high school. And so so technically, you would think 3rd year of middle school is 8th grade, but it's actually 9th grade if you're comparing it to America. But anyway, the point I'm getting at, though, is that like he's a Japanese teacher. Like he's a Japanese ethnic teacher, but his subject that he teaches is Japanese, And so and like each season there's always something. Like the reason that Kinpachi Sensei was cool is that like the editing and like the storytelling and like the acting, it's not super over the top, like it's and like this is before CGI and everything, and like Netflix style filming shit, right? So it's like it's very just like Sonomama, like everything is just like the set pieces are really nice, the acting is not over the top, and it's semi-realistic, right? And more realistic than like a GTO kind of like, whoa, wow, he's got blonde hair, what are we gonna do? But Kinpachi Sensei, it's a very unique TV show because, well, not only is it about like like this guy who always has to deal with the troubled students or whatever at his school, but also like the guy who plays Kinpachi Sensei, I don't remember the actor's name, but his the guy who plays him was already famous before he became Kinpachi Sensei. Like he was in this movie called what was it called? Tante Monogatari or something. It's he was in this like private detective adventure. God, I can't remember exactly what its name was. God damn, but he was in this movie where he plays a private detective and he knows kung fu, specifically praying mantis style kung fu. And the guy, like his movements seemed legit. Like he seemed like he actually did, like he actually did study it or whatever. Like he actually did practice it. It's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was awesome. Like, and also he was like a famous singer and like artist as well, I think. So I don't know. It's like it's cool that like he goes from being this dude that is he goes from being this guy that is like this already famous actor, this famous singer, and then he's just like, I'm a down-to-earth teacher or whatever. Like, I think it really helped level out that guy's image among Japanese people and stuff. But anyway, yeah, the guy, he, oh my god, what's going on in here right now? I'm sorry, I'm watching this in the background, and, holy shit, this guy's he's about to get raped by this trans person. What the fuck? Oh my god, what the hell's going on? What is the name of this movie? It's called Sanin Bigumi Kinpachi Sensei Special 8 Sotsugyou Album. Oh my god, like this one kid, he dressed up in his school uniform as a fucking like earring. He like put on earrings and he put on lipstick or whatever. And what the hell's going on here? Oh, okay. What? Oh, so, like, I don't know, this guy, like, I guess he's trying to be trans or something, but then, he's getting attacked by this trans woman or whatever, and, like, I don't know, she seems like she's beating him up or something, and she's, like, I don't know, what the hell's going on? Was she trying to sexually attack him or something? I don't know what's going on. It's fucking weird. Yeah, this, oh, God. I don't know. Maybe she was lecturing, or maybe she wanted to do something to him, but that's fucked up. Anyway, yeah, that's Kinpachi Sensei was always like, it was always famous because, well, one, it had that famous guy being the teacher, but also it's famous because it always dealt with like all these problems that people didn't really talk about that often, or at least they all knew about it, but they didn't talk about it, like like, for example, like you can't go to like in Japanese school they have an issue where if you wear like excessive makeup or you bleach your hair, you're not able to go to school. And you'd be like, wait, what? Like, but I see TV shows and stuff where people like have their hair blonde or whatever. And yeah, some schools, like some private schools, they're a little bit lenient. But for the most part, if you try to go to a regular public school or something, unless you're out in the countryside and they don't really get yelled at that much by the Board of Education, they're not gonna fucking give you they're not gonna really give you a hard time. But they will give you a hard time if you're not in that situation. But yeah, Kinpachi Sensei dealt with a lot of stuff, man. Like they dealt with like parental abuse, like where parents are like beating kids. They dealt with like gay people and trans people. They dealt with people that like have like hikikomori, brother, like what do you call it? Like brothers or sisters that are like stuck at home that can't get out because they're agoraphobic or whatever. It dealt with bullying and stuff too. I remember there's this one season where this one teacher just being he gets temporarily put in charge of the problem kid class, and then he attacks one of the kids. And then the whole class just gang beats the shit out of him, and the guy doesn't they find out that they find him and they send the teacher to the hospital, right? But he's not saying what happened, and the students are not saying what happened, so they can't formally charge anybody, and like he doesn't want to say anything because he's the one who struck first, so technically he'd get in trouble. And the kids don't want to say anything because what if they technically don't, like what if they get in trouble too? And it's like but then the kids harass him and shit too, and like it's so funny because like there's small little, like this is a great thing about watching like kind of older TV shows, is they really show you all this like subtle shit that you won't hear in textbooks, that you won't see in like Japanese classrooms. Like for example, after they beat the shit out of that one teacher, they send him these or they give him these flowers on his desk. And I'm like, okay, so it's just flowers. Like, who gives a shit? But then, in the watching the TV show, you find out those are the flowers you bring to a funeral when somebody dies. So meaning they were sending a message to the teacher that yeah, we beat you up, but next time we're gonna kill you. And so the guy freaks out, he has a mental breakdown, and he leaves the school kind of thing. And he's all he's got the mental anguish because he can't tell people what happened because he's the one who started the fight, even though the kids are the ones that egged him on. And yeah, it's it's subtle things like that where I learned oh yeah, those are the funeral flowers. I mean, it's subtle little things like this where it's you don't realize that until it's either you have an awkward real life thing, realization, where you learn it that way, or you could learn it through TV. And that's another great thing, again, about watching these kind of down to earth, not super heavily edited TV shows, is you're learning all this subtle stuff. And that's the thing with Crayon Shin-chan or Gintama or fucking Doraemon or whatever, right? You learn all this stuff by just watching, if you're not going to be in Japan. And that's the thing too that kind of sucks. It's I think a lot more people would learn Japanese quickly if you just let them sit in a classroom, or you let them fucking just hang around, force them to be in a situation with Japanese people where they're just what do you call it, a wallflower or a fly on the wall kind of thing, where you just get to watch them work, and you get to see them interact and stuff. And that's one of the things that kind of sucks about being a study abroad student here, is that if you become a study abroad student here, I think it's better nowadays. I think that they'll I mean, it just depends on what country you're coming from, but for most study abroad things, as far as I'm aware, is that they usually just put you with other study abroad students. You don't really interact with the school majority of the time, or they'll put you in one class throughout the day or something. But some places are different, I remember when I was ALT, there was sometimes study abroad students from Norway or something, or other European countries, where it's nah, they had to do full 100% immersion, and that's really cool. But that's really tough too, it's not for the faint of heart. for people who want to do that. But yeah, it's funny because like I made I didn't make, like, I did a live stream the other day, and somebody was like, yeah, you know, like, should I learn Japanese, like, before I come to visit, even if it's only, like, 2 or 3 months before I come to visit? And I'm like, dude, you can learn a handful of phrases pretty quickly without having to master Japanese before you come here, and Japanese people will appreciate it, you know? But like the thing is, you got to remember is that like there's so many tourists nowadays that like that don't learn Japanese or don't learn anything like that, and so like if you don't want to be lumped in with them, like yeah, learn your numbers, you know, learn the numbers, learn 1 through 10, you know, like 100, you know, 1,000, etc. You know, learn your numbers, learn some greetings on how to say hi to people, you know, learn how to say like a simple introduction, like self-introduction of yourself, etc., right? But yeah, I don't know. It's just subtle things like this where it's like if you can't be with Japanese people, you don't want to watch textbook or like you know CDs or like you know like oh this is a conversation I have with whatever. Like you don't want to watch that stuff. You want to see real Japanese people interacting with real Japanese people. Because I don't know. It's like at the end of the day, do you want to sound like Homer or do you want to sound like Apu, right? Because it's like you know you could speak fluent English. You could be in the country for 20 plus years, you know, business owner, you know, family man, etc., right? But as soon as you got an accent, they're going to be like, oh, I'm dealing with a foreigner. Oh, God. So, but the cool thing is that if you know, if you're dealing with, what you call it, you know? Here, I got to fucking, hold on a second, guys. God damn it, I forgot to mute the thing before I started recording again. Yeah. No, so, sorry, guys. You know, it's like you shouldn't drink and drive. Well, you shouldn't try to watch movies in the background to get inspired for your rant while you're trying to record a fucking rant. You know, living in a van down by the river. Yeah, so... Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, I was just, you know, I'm watching that Kinpachi Sensei number 8 or whatever in the background, and it's like, I don't understand what the hell's going on, man. Like, you know, Japanese people are so, I don't know, it's just, it's like, it's weird because it's like people in Japan have so much chill, you know? They're so fucking chill, but I'm watching this thing, and like the guy, like, you know, the dude who dressed up like you know, like the thing that I was watching, it's like, so one guy has blonde hair, like he bleaches his hair blonde, tries to go to school, and the teachers won't let him in. They're like, you can't go to school until you change your hair back to black. And then like another student, in order to support that guy, like, you know, another boy student, he wears lipstick and earrings and mascara, and then the teacher's like, what the fuck, like, what do you know, like, we don't even let girls wear that stuff, like, get out of here. And then like they don't let him go to school either. And then, you know, the makeup kid goes back home, and like the teachers come in to be like, oh yeah, your son couldn't come to school today because he was wearing makeup or something. And the mom's like, oh really, blah blah. And then the what is it, like the teenager goes into the bathroom like at his house, and he's like kind of looking through his mom's makeup, and then his like older sister came in and she started undressing to get ready for the shower or something. And I'm like, I didn't grow up with sisters, so I don't know like if that's normal, but like is that normal for Japanese people to be like, yeah, because I mean it is like a hot spring country, right? It's just to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna get naked in front of, well, I mean maybe his sister knows that he's gay, so she doesn't care, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, I was just like, I had to pause and be like, what the fuck is going on here? And I don't know. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like, even if you know your brother's gay, are you gonna get I don't know. Anyway, enough with the stuff, the gayness. But I don't know, Kinpachi Sensei, right? Like it's it was one of those things where it's like, I think it's where did they film it too? I think it's somewhere. Well, it's obviously somewhere by one of the rivers. I'd want to say it's in like Katsushikaku or Adachiku or something. It's like in northern Tokyo area, and it's funny because like those are kind of like the down to earth, old school, not super developed, like you know, like little suburb towns for people that really like Japan. Like you can go there and people are like, yeah, this is great, we get to fucking just chill and stuff, and it's nice and fun and blah 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 blah. And like no other goddamn foreigners ruining my thing. And yeah, by the way, I know this is a little late in the video, but do you guys like my B-roll footage? Yeah, I know it's kind of like boring, it's kind of lame, but I thought that would be fun. Like, from now on when I go out to film my my interviews with people, that I'll just take like hour-long random B-roll footage of just like like just static B-roll footage of this stuff, so you can hear Dad talk in the background. I actually got inspired by Scott Malin, American in Bangkok. He did something like this similar, and I'm like, yeah, because like when I go to meet people to do the walking interview things that I've been doing recently, what I'll do is like I'll have lunch or I'll have a beer with them first to like warm them up and kind of explain what the project is and everything, and then go from there, right? So I don't know, it's just fun. So yeah, I was like, while I'm talking to them, why not just make some B-roll while I'm doing it, So yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, so that's Kinpachi Sensei. Go check it out. It's on Unext, and I don't think they have the whole series on Unext, but they do have the movies on Unext, which are kind of like, I don't know if it's like Full Metal Alchemist where they're like finalizing the story with a movie, or if it's like a summary of the whole season with like one movie kind of thing. But yeah, you should still go check it out. It's very cool, very awesome. The next TV show, I guess we should move on to the next TV show. Next TV show I want to talk about is called Tiger and the Dragon. Tiger and the Dragon. Ore no hanashi o kikei. Yeah, 2分だけでもいい. There's so like I love Ikebukuro Westgate Park, right? Ikebukuro Westgate Park is the shizzle. It's the sniznap, snip snap, snip snam, snoozle. It's so good. It's so great. It's in my raccoon wounds. It's amazing. So like Ikebukuro Westgate Park, I already talked about that. If you guys want to learn more about that, just click on the part 1 of this Japanese TV show one. But the guy who is the actor in that, Nagase Tomoya, he's like one of my favorite Japanese actors. Guy has like no social media presence. He doesn't have a Twitter or Instagram or anything. He's like very off the radar when it comes to online shit. But yeah, he is I try, it's one of those things where it's like if you find an actor you like or find a director you like or whatever, you want to find more of the stuff that they made, more of the stuff that they were in, right? And so for like Nagase Tomoya, I saw that he was in a bunch of other series like My Boss, My Hero, Tiger and Dragon, this pro wrestling one, and so like etc. And so I watched the My Boss, My Hero one, and I don't know, that one's really, it's too over the top, it's too lame, it's just like, it's like a girl's drama. I didn't really like it that much, but Tiger and so like Nagase Tomoya, he's like this tall, he started out as like a boy band guy, oh fuck, there's an earthquake right now. God damn it, just trying to record a freaking podcast, an earthquake happening. Anyway, Nagase Tomoya, he's like this tall dude. He's really good at playing like an aggressive, angry, young Japanese guy. And so he kind of got typecasted for that kind of work. And so, he did My Boss, My Hero. He did, and like he plays a Yakuza's son in that one. But then he got a part in this show called Tiger and Dragon. And it's really fun when like, not just the story, not just the actors, but like the setting, the area, like Japanese, like that's the thing about Japanese people too, is that like, it's great that like, what do you call it? Like, there's so many like 4K walking videos and stuff nowadays where you can like literally go and watch somebody walking down that neighborhood. Like, especially if it's in Tokyo, they probably have like a ton of walking videos of people walking around the neighborhoods and shit, right? But, yeah, like, every, like, for example, Ikebukuro Westgate Park. Ikebukuro Westgate Park was based in Ikebukuro, so it's like, you've got some pride there, like, Densha Otoko took place in like, Akihabara and stuff, right? And so, same thing with, like, Shinjuku Swan or whatever took place in Shinjuku. And so, the Tiger and Dragon, it takes place mostly in Asakusa. And Asakusa, for anybody who's ever like come to like Tokyo, like and stayed at a youth hostel, more than likely you stayed at a youth hostel in Asakusa, which when I first came to Japan, pronounced as Asakusa, because I didn't know. Like, like, you're supposed to read stuff the way it's you're supposed to say it out loud the way that it's read, right? And so it's like Asakusa, but you don't say Asakusa, you say Asakusa, like Asakusa. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what? Like, just for this one fucking place, you're gonna... It's the same thing, like, if you look up Yokosuka, like the place where like, fucking Shenmue takes place and stuff. It's not Yokosuka, it's Yokosuka. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, like, stop changing the rules all of a sudden. But, anyway, yeah, so yeah, but the cool thing is, like, yeah, because I used to live in Asakusa for a little bit. And Asakusa was like the first place I ever stayed in Japan, like in Tokyo. Like, I stayed at a Honjo Azumabashi, like it was like maybe a 10 or 15 minute walk from Asakusa Station. And Asakusa is famous because like it was one of the places in Tokyo that was firebombed a shit ton. And so like during World War II. And so like when they rebuilt Asakusa, they built it with like a grid style road, like you would get in like an American city. And if you compare that to other parts of Tokyo, like if you go down to like Shibuya or fucking like Harajuku or Nakameguro or something, like the lines, it just feels like somebody threw up spaghetti on a piece of paper and they're like, okay, let's design the roads in that style. It's just very hard and convoluted. But Asakusa is great because it's just grid style. It's very easy to find your way there. But also Asakusa it's famous for like old school stuff, like they've got the Sensoji Temple, they've got the Asahi beer company headquarters or something there with like the golden turd on top of the building. They have like kabuki shows, and they have rickshaws, and most importantly they have rakugo, which is like old school Japanese stand-up comedy style entertainment, where like this dude dresses in a kimono and he gets on stage and then he sits on a pillow and he tells people like a story, and usually the story has like a moral and like some kind of punchline to it. And like when we think of like comedy in America or whatever, we think of like, at least for me, I think of like George Carlin or like Richard Pryor or like Louis C.K. or something, like, Chris Rock, like somebody's like they're literally standing up on a stage and going through a routine, and Rakugo is more about like telling a story, like an old story or whatever. And but it's pretty interesting, it's pretty cool, but like it really it's really hard to get into. Like the first time I watched Tiger and Dragon, I didn't know what the hell these stories were, and it was very hard for me to understand. But what got me hooked on the TV series was that like the characters that happen, that are like there in the TV show, that are outside of like the storytelling, like that was really that's what sold it for me. Because so like the story of Tiger and Dragon is that there is a Rakugo master, like he's like the best of the best, and he has his own staple of like young comedians that are kind of studying under him, and they all live in his house with his wife and his son and his son's wife and kid, and they all live in this big house in Asakusa. And so the thing is though is that like the guy has two sons, right? And they're both really good at Rakugo. But one son decides to be like his dad, and like he doesn't do Rakugo, but he becomes like a TV entertainer. And then the other son, even though he's really good at Rakugo, he hates his dad for some reason. I forgot the reason why. Maybe he just wanted to branch out or whatever. And so he decides that he's like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to start up my own shop in Harajuku. And his dad's like, you know what, I still want to support you, and hopefully you'll like me again, so here's some money to start it up. And then you find out that his dad gave him the money because his dad is old friends of a Yakuza boss that's in, I think, in that area or whatever. And so the Yakuza boss lent, the dad money. And so, like, the dad, it's not a bank loan, And so, like, the dad is, like, he's barely living off the coins, like he's barely breaking even every month. And so so the Yakuza boss sends his underling, who is Nagase Tomoya, or like his nickname is Tiger in that one. And they send Tiger, and Tiger's story is cool. Like his parents are Tiger is this guy who grew up in Tokyo, but his parents killed themselves when he was younger because they killed themselves by gas poisoning, and they tried to kill him too. And so, because like his dad had run up debts with the Yakuza, and he was worried about not being able to pay it, so the dad and mom decided to kill themselves and like bring the kid with them. But luckily, like, these people find them, and the Tiger is saved, but his parents are dead, and so he kind of grows up in like foster care, and he eventually becomes a Yakuza. And he's not like a super high ranking Yakuza, but he is kind of like the boss's right hand man. So, but he still has to do regular Yakuza stuff, which is mostly like he just goes and he collects payments from people, right? And so, but since his parents died, he hasn't been able to smile, he hasn't been able to laugh. Like, he's very just kind of like deadpan and stuff, and he's like dead. He's like shut off his emotions and shit. And so when he goes to collect the money from the Rakugo master, he's like, when he goes to collect the money from the Rakugo master, he has to sit down and wait for him to finish the show, right? And he's like, what the fuck? And he actually starts laughing, and he's like kind of crying, because he's like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't felt like this in forever. And so he goes up to the Rakugo master, and he's like, look, I know you don't have the money to pay off the fucking debts, and so how about I pay you to teach me how to do Rakugo, because I like being able to feel feelings again, and I want you to teach me how to feel the feelings again. And so and the Rakugo master's like, I don't really like the idea of having to teach a Yakuza, but like I don't really have a choice. And so so he lets Tiger go and stay with him, and he practices doing Rakugo. And meanwhile, like, when he has to collect the guy's debt at the end of every week or month or whatever, Tiger just pays the guy, and then the guy pays him back. And the guy who's the teacher, I don't remember his name. The Rakugo master, he's actually like a really famous actor here too. He's in a shit ton of movies. The way I know him is he's in this series that's kind of like Zatoichi, or like Otoko Asurayo. Like, he's in a similar series called Suribaka no Hishi, or Nishi, which is like the magazine of like the what do you call it, like Fish Geek magazine, right? Like, they're guys who love fishing and stuff, and that's like a series of like 20 different fucking movies on it, and I'll have to put that in a separate list eventually. But anyway, like that's how I knew that guy. But he's in a ton of series. If you guys ever watched the original, what was it? The original Monkey Magic, I think was the name of the TV show. He played Oolong. So like, because Monkey Magic is it's like this story of the Monkey King from China, and it's like what Dragon Ball's kind of based off of, and Dragon Ball has a lot of similar characters and stuff. And so he played the transforming pig guy in fucking Monkey Magic, and which is a great show. You guys should check it out. My friends in the UK seem to know Monkey Magic. I think it was like broadcasted there, but in America it wasn't broadcasted and shit. It's like, goddamn, fucking A. Oh yeah, by the way, this footage I'm showing you right now, this is me and Nishi. He's my buddy he calls his genre of music hardcore. And by the time I've released this rant, I'll have released the video that I showed with Nishi where we're interviewing. But yeah, this was cool. I love it how he just like, when I first met Nishi, he had short blonde hair, and this was like a year after I had like first met him, and now he like switched his hair to like blue samurai shit. It's actually really fucking cool. I think his hair's fucking badass. But yeah, we were talking about eating curry, like how like one of the things that he likes to eat is Japanese curry, but he'll make it at his house. And I'm like, well, you can't deep fry pork cutlet at your house, right? And he's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, let's go eat some fucking curry, dude. And he's like, yeah, because I haven't gone there in a while. Like, last time I went to Koko Ichiban Curry, it was like during like right in the peak of Corona, and I was so tired that day, and I went there, and there was like the chef obviously had Corona, like he was coughing up a storm, and he was cooking in the back, and I was just like, well, I'm already here and I haven't gotten Corona yet, so I'll be fine. And then I got like horrible Corona after that, so I was like, I hadn't gone back to Kokoichi since then. It had probably been like 1 or 2 years, but this guy, you know, we were talking about it, I'm like, hey, why not, you know? And yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, that was pretty fun. If you guys want to see that video, just remind me in the chat or in the comment section, and I'll put the link for it in one of the comments as well. Yeah, Nishi's a cool dude. It's pretty badass. I don't know, it's fun. I like the fact that like this new series I'm doing, I'm just interviewing not just foreigners and like creators in Japan, but also Japanese creators too and stuff. And that's pretty fun, you know. Like I like showing you guys that it's like, you know, you can interact with Japanese people and just like, you know. What is it? I mean, that's all it is, man. That's all what this is life about, you know. It's just like, you know, the people that you meet and stuff, and it's so cool. It's so cool to show this. Like, it's so funny. Like, I know this is, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but like when I met Nishi for this time to film, we were hanging out because this is in Kabukicho, and we were hanging out in front of the Koma, or I guess not Koma anymore, the Toho cinemas or whatever, and he's like, doesn't everybody look fucking weird here? And I'm like, yeah, they do. And he's like, but weirdly, I feel more calm being around the weird people than I do being in the other places. I was like, dude, I fucking get you. Yes, Maji Dokan, you know, like I get you, because it's like, yeah, everyone in Kabukicho, all the women dress super sexy, all the guys dress weird, like they have like you know, like he's like muscular and has a gold chain and, you know, fucking blue hair and shit, like, you know, but it's like, it's cool. It's like everybody who doesn't want to live in the normal places in Japan, they could come and live in Kabukicho and they could be weird, and it's fun. You're among friends, you're among patriots, you know, compatriots. So I don't know. Anyway, back to the Tiger and Dragon. So anyway, Tiger and Dragon is like, so like Tiger becomes like, he starts studying Rakugo and stuff, but through learning or like talking to the teacher or whatever, he learns about the teacher's son, Ryuji. And Ryu means dragon, right? So and he befriends Ryuji, which is weird because like Ryuji is like this he's this cool dude, but he's just like one of those guys where it's like you got to get out of your own way kind of thing. And so Ryuji is like this guy who you know, like I said, he tries to start up his own fashion shop in Harajuku, and it's just hemorrhaging money, you know. And he has one worker that works for him, and he treats her like shit. And she's not ugly, but he always says like, shut up, you ugly bitch, and stuff. And it's just like, it's really mean. But they play it off in like a funny way. And Ryuji's kind of a cuck because like Tora's fucking the chick that Ryuji really likes, and Tora just doesn't give a shit. And like, I don't know, it's a really like the acting in this is like, it's cheesy, but it's fun. It goes with the theme of it, because like, you know, you think like Yakuza money lender, you know, like money lending or whatever, like, you know, what do you call it, loan sharking and stuff. It's a pretty heavy topic, but they play it off like in a fun, playful way. But it's like kind of like Full Metal Alchemist. There's like comedic parts, but also there's some serious drama parts too. And like, I don't know, I like the idea that it's like Tora or Tiger is, you know, he's still a Yakuza. He still has to collect money and stuff, and Ryuji hates the fact that he has to collect money, or that he's like a Yakuza. And it's like, dude, like, you know, the only reason I'm here and learning from your dad is because he borrowed money to fucking pay for your shit, you ungrateful. That's one part I never understood about the series, is like Ryuji's so ungrateful that his dad went out of his way to fucking like go and get money so he could start up a shop there, you know. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Maybe I gotta rewatch it again. Maybe I missed something, you know? Maybe I missed something, Dad. But, yeah. Oh, where's my headband? Oh, I'm looking for my headband right now. God damn it. I'm talking to you guys. Well, I'm gonna fucking talk to... Yeah, just to timestamp this. Yeah, I have a fucking talk with John Dobby Dobb. John Dobb. Scheduled for later today. And, John, poor John. He hates all the like the shitty tourism things that are happening right now, the tourism decisions. But what is it like? Yeah, and so I'm just trying to get ready for that. But anyway, sorry guys that this is rambly. This is a very rare, like super rambly day today because I'm just I feel a little bit off of. I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night, and it's one of those things where it's like you try to go to, like, if you don't go to bed when your body is feeling and telling you to go to bed, and then like your body kicks in and it's like, okay, time for second wind, and you're like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, you want to stay up, so we're staying up. And I'm like, no, I wanted to go to bed. And it's like, nah, dude, you're gonna lay here for 30 minutes and not be able to go to bed, and then you're gonna like turn on fucking X videos and jerk off the hot Japanese MILF porn, and then and then just watch YouTube for the next 2 or 3 hours until you're really tired, and then you'll pass out. But then you still have to wake up 3 or 4 hours later to take a piss, and I'm just like, I can't win. Your father, he can't win, lads. But anyway, I digress. And then also I got to go out, and I'm going to film today. I'm going to go film with 4 a.m. Laundry. It's going to be fun. He's a retro game YouTuber in Japan. I'm going to go do a walk with him. So it's a busy day, but I don't know, I felt like talking. I felt like I wanted to like record a rant, and these shows that I talk about so far, like GTO, Ikebukuro Westgate Park, Tiger and Dragon, Kinpachi Sensei, like these are shows that I fucking love, like these are ones that I've watched multiple times. And so, I'll save the shows that I haven't watched that much, or I've only watched once, for like part 5 or 10 or whatever this shit, but for like at least for the first 3, I really want to talk about the shows that really affected my life, that really affected like my impression, or what do you call it, like my perspective on Japan, And Tiger and Dragon was cool because, like, again, it takes place in Asakusa, and it's like, you got Yakuza, you got fucking Nagase Tomiya being a badass, and it's a really fun series. And of course it's only like 10 or 11 episodes or something, so you can rewatch the shit out of it, and it lets you learn about Japanese life. It lets you learn about like Rakugo, this thing that nobody really gives a shit about these days. Not even young people, they don't care, but older people care. And look at that curry. Oh, it's so good. He got the fried chicken egg curry. And like, look at this guy. He looks like a hardcore punk dude, but he was so nice, and he like hands me a spoon, Like, that's the thing about Japan. Like, there are like, like any country has some like really just shitty people that are just like mean and like no manners, but like, like in America, I guess too, it's I don't know. It's like I feel like everyone's kind of always putting up a front and shit, but with us, I don't know. It's like with this guy, it's like he looks all hardcore, but he's the nicest dude ever, And I got my curry is the pork cutlet with sausage and spinach, and this was spice level 4, and it was pretty good. Yeah, this is fun, right? Like, just like God, just going and eating with, and it's funny because he paid for this. Like, whenever I meet people like for these videos, like, I can't pay them, but I'll buy them like a beer or like a meal to participate. And I bought him some beers before this, and I was gonna pay for this meal too, for like saying thanks for being in the video, and he actually covered this. So yeah, that's the thing too, you guys got to be prepared about, is if you pay for something for Japanese people, or you give them a gift, if they're nice people, they'll like feel like horribly obligated to pay you back or give you a gift. And you can tell them, no, I'm a foreigner, it's fine, you don't need to do it, but they'll do it anyway. It's funny. But yeah, no, this is God, I've been working out a lot with my shoulders and biceps, and I feel like it shows in this video. Yeah, so look, it's sexy. I gotta do some more reps today. I didn't do any yet. I just woke up. But anyway, yeah, Tiger and Dragon, it's pretty cool. You guys should go check it out. I think it's on Netflix now. And Netflix has Ikebukuro Westgate Park, GTO, and Tiger and Dragon. And it's funny, like one of my viewers that I've known for like, God, 10 plus years or whatever, he's living in Osaka now. He came to visit me and in Tokyo like a couple weeks ago. And he's like, Dade, have you ever heard of the show Tiger and Dragon? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, fuck yeah. Like, I thought I mentioned that one before. Yeah, it's great. I love that series. And he's like, oh yeah, oh really? And I'm like, yeah. And like, the cool thing is like, it sucks and it's good at the same time, because like, it's good that like you can have access to older TV shows, like, you know, like they'll digitally master them or whatever, and then they'll give you the option to like watch them. But at the same time, it sucks because like a lot of TV shows, they're not online anymore, you know, or like you can't find them online. And luckily, like, you know, people just kind of like, you know, cough, like upload them to YouTube so you can watch them for free, kind of thing. But you know, like there's a lot of TV shows that could totally, you know, they could totally get a digital remastering of them. But I guess the thing is that they don't want to release them at shitty quality, or they don't want to digitally remaster them. I don't fucking know. But yeah, there's like, I mean, like I even saw on Hulu in America, like I've been using a VPN to watch old 90s shows on Hulu and like Amazon Prime, because they've got like fucking Beverly Hills, 90210, Dawson's Creek. They got all this shit on their fucking American streaming services now, and it's like the catch though is that everything's like 360p, and I'm like, I don't care, whatever. Like, it's an old TV show. I'll watch it on my small screen. It doesn't matter, right? But I don't know. The cool thing is that like luckily there are enough cool older TV shows that I liked, and they have some, like, you know, it's just like anytime around whatever, right? Anytime there's always a bunch of fucking different, like, you know, there's a bunch of TV shows, a bunch of movies, and a handful of them are good, right? And that's the whole point of this rant series, is that I get to share with you guys, like, oh, this is really good. This is good. Like, oh, Dad, I need like 5 TV shows to really just deep dive into and enjoy. And I'm like, yeah, you know, Kinpachi Sensei and Tiger and Dragon. Like, those ones are... Kinpachi Sensei is a nice long one that's a couple seasons long, and Tiger and Dragon's 1 season long. I don't know if they did... For Ikebukuro Westgate Park, they did a sequel. They wanted to do... Actually, they wanted to do multiple seasons of Ikebukuro Westgate Park. I didn't find this out until, like, last year, but Ikebukuro Westgate Park, when it first started, it kind of caused a life imitates art thing where, like, people started actually making gangs and doing fucked up shit because of the TV show. So like the government or somebody was like, yeah, you can't make a season 2. Like, you literally changed the dynamic of crime and shit. So like, nah, dude. And so they couldn't make a season 2, but they made a follow-up sequel episode for Ikebukuro Westgate Park, but I don't think they did that for Tiger and Dragon. But anyway, it's just it's really nice. It's really, like, the way that Tiger and Dragon ends is so fucking pure. It's so pure. It's like Cracky Reed's favorite cocainium. It's so good, and it's like so satisfying. And it's so funny because, like, Japanese TV shows are, I mean, to be fair, Japanese TV shows end on usually a positive note. They're pretty good. But Japanese movies, on the other hand, oh man, there's so many movies where it's just like, it's like Spider-Man, you know, like he can never be happy. You know, you know, Spider-Man's happy, that's it, retcon that shit, he died, or everyone else dies, you know, he gets spider AIDS and dies. Like, you can't let him be happy. And so I don't know, at least with like TV shows, you can get a good happy ending for the most part, and like you get some resolve and shit for it, you know. But anyway, I don't know. What else am I trying to get at? I'm trying to ramble until the end of this 60 minutes is up. But I don't know, guys. Like, what do you think? Have any of you actually seen Kinpachi Sensei or Tiger and Dragon? Like, what did you guys think about it? What are the things that you liked, things that you didn't like? Because when I first watched Kinpachi Sensei, it was with DVDs. I couldn't find it online to ride the Bay of Pirates, so I had to go to the DVD rental shop. And luckily on Tuesday they had the half-off thing for DVDs, because like Blu-rays were a thing. So like, you get the DVDs, they're cheap, and then you totally don't rip them to your computer afterwards. But yeah, it was cool though, because it's like at least the DVDs had Japanese subtitles on them, so it was easier for me to understand. When I watched Tiger and Dragon for the first time, it was like a Japanese friend totally did not give me a copy of it, wink wink, but when I watched it, it didn't have Japanese subtitles to it, and so it was very hard for me to keep up with it and understand what was going on. At least in Ikebukuro Park, there's a lot of like moving parts to the story in every episode, so you can kind of like, you know, even if you don't understand it, you can enjoy it. But Tiger and Dragon has a lot of talking scenes, and so it's hard. I didn't understand it the first couple times I watched it, but it was still cool, you know. It was still a fun experience, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's not bad, but I think like when you're first starting out, to learn a language, it's not that you need, like, you should not expose yourself to harder materials, right? Like, you should like, you know, check stuff out, but like, don't feel like you need to dwell on it or watch it for too long, you know? Like, if something is easier to watch and you like it, just stick to that, you know, until you get better and while you're doing your flashcards and stuff. Like, that's the most important thing, I think, in my humble opinion. But yeah, anyway, we're at the end of this for the most part. How many people stuck around? A show of hands or whatever in the comment section, in the premiere chat. Yeah, guys, thanks always for checking out this stuff. I appreciate your faces. Yeah, we'll probably do a live stream right after this, unless I have like a translation gig or something. So, yeah, I will be posting the link to that URL for the live stream. And yeah, guys, let me know. You know, if you like this series, should I continue it? Should I keep talking to you guys about certain Japanese TV shows? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you made it this far, okay, like the secret comment is just comment the emoji Japanese curry. I think they have, at least on the iPhone and the Galaxy or whatever, the Galaxy phones here in Japan, they have an emoji for curry. So like type in the emoji for Japanese curry or whatever, and put that as a comment. They'll be like, what the hell's going on here? What the hell, you know, who are you? What are you doing here? And anyway, yeah, guys, apologies for the super rambly. The home rants are supposed to be the more focused ones, and I think it's just the lack of sleep today. But, you know, hopefully we're going to get back into it, and it'll be okay. So, anyway, I hope you guys are doing good, and I'll see you guys in the live stream. Stay black, Bert. Stay black.